making last minute changes, and I mean like in the last second. Oh my goodness. I was trying something different with the lighting. I don't know if this is better or not. It's been washed out, and I kind of know that, but I don't have any room behind this area here. It's just kind of is what it is. But anyway, I tried that lighting there, a little bit lighter, a little bit less brightness. We'll see how it goes. Well, hello, Jerry Rosa here to Rosa Stringworks Man Cave. It is Friday, and it's March 8th. And I thought I'd start off with one of my original tunes that I wrote years ago that I never play. I mean, I bet I haven't played this twice since I recorded it. And that was a long time ago. That was in the early 90s. Lately the signs upon your face match the signs on the road I take. Slow down, don't turn, left dead end ahead. And the caution light is lit as we head for the last exit. But I wonder what I'd find if I could drive through your mind. I wonder what I'd find if I could drive through your mind. Would that road be rough or paved? Could your love for me be saved? A highway or gravel road, either way it's the same old load. And I wonder what I'd find if I could drive through your mind. Each day on the interstate, as I'm pulling the load of freight, well, I think of you with each passing sign I see. And the road ahead looks rough, the going will sure be tough. But I wonder what I'd find if I could drive through your mind. I wonder what I'd find if I could drive through your mind. Would that road be rough or paved? Could your love for me be saved? A highway or gravel road, either way it's the same old load. And I wonder what I'd find if I could drive through your mind. Oh, I wonder what I'd find if I could drive through your mind. There you go. There's a truck driver's perspective. Oh my goodness. Boy, I had a busy day yesterday again, and a major screw up. You probably already, most of you already know I left the live feed on somehow, and I could have swore I turned that off. I would have bet money I did. But anyway, it was on for like 7 hours, so I just deleted the whole video because I didn't feel like trying to get in there and edit it and get rid of it. And there's no telling what was on it anyway, because I'm in and out of this room all the time, and might have been me taking a nap on camera for all I know. But I just deleted it. It wasn't worth trying to fix it. You saw that I got the auction out there. Well, here's the auction mandolin. It's Randy Allen's mandolin. You know, I think sometimes I have a bad day if I can't find an ice cube, you know. I mean, that's a bad day for me. Poor Randy Allen had a double lung transplant, and he lived for another 25 years playing this mandolin. And in fact, that was his inspiration, was to when you know he actually said something along these lines to me. I don't remember the exact words, but that was one of the things that kept him going. Was lying in the hospital, he promised himself he would buy this mandolin, you know. And of course, I made it for him specifically. It wasn't pre-made, you know. So when he came to the house, I mean, I want to say he came straight from the hospital, but it wasn't. It was very shortly after he got home from the hospital, he came to my place and ordered this mandolin. That light just flashed, and I have no idea why. It was turned off, and it came on. does stuff like that happen? Does that kind of stuff happen to anybody else? I mean, you know, when you turn a light off, it's off. It came on. How did it do that? You can't make this stuff up. Does it go back on? Yeah. It's off. I don't know. I can't figure it out. It just ain't easy being me, and I'm telling you, that's a black and white fact. Oh my gosh. Well, it has. My prayers have been answered. We have been getting the rain, and it's still raining. That is just like perfect. The only thing I'm a little concerned about, if it's raining a whole lot, you know, I guess south of us or southwest of us, it might flood the road, which I wouldn't like that, but, you know, you got to pay to play. I had a little outline here. Wasn't much of an outline, but let me see if I can find it here. So if you don't know, the auction is going on for that mandolin, and it is on my website, www.rosastringworks.com, and you go to the shopping page, and the mandolin is listed on the bottom of the shopping page. Rather than, I used to have an auction page, but for whatever reason, this particular software puts it on the shopping page, and I didn't see an option to move it. There probably is, you know, if you're, you know, one of those programmer head guys, you could probably find a way to move it to some other page, but right now I haven't figured it out. So anyway, that's where it's at right now, on the bottom of the shopping page on my website. So just go there and check it out and just kind of keep track on it. Talked about the rain. Well, here's a little picture of it in reality, in real time. Well, actually, it was yesterday, but sort of like real time. Well, in case anybody was wondering if any water ever comes out of this spring, you can see it's really flowing out of there now. And it's filling up the pond. So you can see here that it actually seeps into the ground. I've got gravel here, but it still comes out down there. You can see it. So the water wheel is going to sit like right about here, and I don't have very much height there. So I'm going to have to dig this down and let the water wheel be down lower, I imagine. It's going to be hard to say. And here's the water that's in the creek. You can see it's flowing pretty good, spreading out there. Look how much water is coming out of the pipe here. You can see that just about the same amount of water that's going into the pond is flowing out. Well, now all we need is a water wheel. Well, there you go. That's a lot of water. And if we get a water wheel, it's going to be pretty cool. Now, you know, even in this driest time, and I swear I think this is the driest I've ever seen it here, just before this rain, you know, that spring was still running. And in my opinion, still running just enough to keep the water wheel turning. You know, it doesn't take much water to keep a water wheel turning, because it'll find its balance, if you will, and even a trickle of water will keep it turning. It'll be very slow, won't have any power, but it'll keep it turning, you know. At least I think it will. Regardless, it typically flows more than just a tiny trickle. I would say on average it's probably about like a garden hose. It would be kind of the average flow. But you figure a garden hose flowing 24/7 puts out a lot of water. Let's see, moving on. You know, I mentioned that Leo from the Netherlands, he was trying to help me with that, and that I thought maybe we just had miscommunicated or something, because the only thing I saw from him at the time was like a hand pencil drawing, and I thought, well, that don't look right, and that's not quite what I was looking for, you know. But sure enough, he did have the whole thing, and he knew exactly what I was talking about. So I just want to show you this picture. Now, this is not a very good picture because I just took a picture of the screen. It's in a PDF file, and I'm sure I could figure out a way to get that into a file that I could have shown you a better picture. but rather than hassle with it, I just took a snapshot of the screen. So the quality of this is not that great. But look in the upper right-hand corner, and you'll see the actual little piece of wood that I need to lay around the water wheel. So Leo had it exactly right, and I'm probably going to use his because his will reduce it down to 16. I don't know what you call those things, staves or something, all the way around that thing. I don't even know what the right word would be, but 16 surrounds, I guess you'd say, pieces. So I could cut it, in the way Scott drew it up, it came out to 17 pieces. It doesn't really matter that much, but one less is one less, and it's one less I have to cut out, and it'll cover a bigger area, and an even number is always more fun to work with. So Leo, your drawing was not at a loss. I'm probably going to go down there. Well, I don't know if I'll get to it today because I still got a lot to do today, but I will go down there and draw up some test pieces based on your drawing and see if I can reduce that down to 16, which would be a big help. And you might think, well, who cares? One difference. Well, it makes a difference to me because when I cut the full size ones out, they're going to be a lot thicker, and they're going to be 6 inches wide or deep, and I'm cutting that curve out of a 6-inch piece. That's a lot of cutting, and by the time I get done with 16 of them, I'll be glad to stop. So I know how it's going to go already. Fortunately, though, I did buy a new bandsaw blade for my bandsaw that has carbide teeth on it. Now, I've never used that blade yet, so I'm probably going to put that on and cut these big, thick pieces with that. I think that'll probably be a good thing and probably do a good job. Let's see, what else have I got on my flow chart here? Well, I guess the last thing I wanted to mention is that just a reminder that we will be at the Kiwanis Pancake Breakfast tomorrow morning in St. James if you're in the area. So tomorrow morning, St. James Middle School, Kiwanis Pancake Breakfast, and we will take the stage around 8 a.m., which is entirely too early to be playing music, but that's the way it works. So we'll be there about that time. For today, what's on my plate, the reason I might not get back to the water wheel today is that I've got 2 more Randy Allen instruments to get out on auction. I need to get his classical guitar, which is a Taylor, and his, what was it, a D25, I think it is, D25K. It's a Koa wood Martin guitar. So I'm going to try to get those listed on auction today. So at some point in time, you'll see those on the shopping page as well. And I'm trying to think what else. I know there was something else. Anyway, that'll take me a little while. The reason it took me so long on the mandolin yesterday was, first of all, I kind of forgot that I needed to do a full setup on it, and I did that. I'd recrowned the frets and re-leveled everything and put on new strings and set the intonation. So the mandolin's up in really good shape. And I also forgot that I had to put in new foam in that case. The foam had deteriorated to the point where it was just dust. And I threw all that away and put in new foam in the case. So it's in pretty good shape. It's not fancy. The inside of the case is just a cutout of the mandolin shape in the foam. So it's, I don't have any special fancy tools to cut that out perfectly smooth. So it's a little bit jagged, but it's just, protection is really what it amounts to. And it's a good solid case. So anyway, and there are pictures, and of course I did a little live short video on the mandolin last night, and so that video is out there too. So you can check it out pretty thoroughly, I think. For an online auction, you get to see just about as much of it as you could possibly ever want to see, other than being there live, Let's move on to the comments and see. Boy, we have a ton of comments before we went live. John Pepper looks like he was number 1 again. Yolanda was second. She says, "Good morning, Jerry. Big day tomorrow. We have our first home bout of the season for roller derby. I won't get to play this time, but I'll be there supporting all the future. Wow. Yeah, I can't picture it. I still got to come and see one of those games. I've got to see one. Um, let's see. Gotta fly Lee's there. Dottie, I'm just looking for question marks primarily. There's Dottie again with question marks. Jerry, I watched the live about the mandolin for sale. I pray they get a lot of money to help his widow. Yeah, and that's what it's all about to me. I'm just hoping that it all works out real well. Now, just so that nobody thinks I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, I just want to be upfront and clear. I do take a percentage of the auction proceeds, but it's a small percentage. I only take like 15%. And you might say, well, that's quite a bit. And when it sells for quite a bit of money, it is quite a bit. But you got to also understand how many hours I put into this. I mean, there's hours of, buying this software, loading the software, installing all that, all the headaches that went with that. There's also the, setting up the mandolin and all that. There's just tons and tons of work behind the scenes that you don't really see or realize, and putting new foam in the case and all that. And I'm not charging her for any of that stuff. That comes out of that 15%. Most auctioneers, just so you understand, they take way over 15%. As a matter of fact, I don't know exactly what they take these days, but I'm going to say it's real close to 30%, and it might be more than that. So anyway, just so you understand. I just want to be upfront and clear, because I don't want nobody thinking that I'm doing this for myself to make money. I ain't really making money, quote unquote. It's basically, I'm not doing it for free, but I'm sort of being reimbursed, if you will. Let's see, moving on down. Carolyn's talking about her concealed carry there with the fingerprints and stuff. Yeah, I went to those concealed carry classes, and it was an eye opener. I didn't realize it, but I think I went on Redneck Day. That's when I'm pretty sure I was there on Redneck Day. There was some characters there the day I was there. Oh my gosh, it was plumb scary. It really was. Dottie Hildebrandt says, Jerry, you are doing a good thing by setting up auction, and I get most money for Randy's widow. Yeah, well, I hope it works out really well for her, because, she does have health issues, and she's on her own now, and, I don't know their financial situation, but I'm fairly sure that they're not well off. I don't think they're rolling in money or anything. So, and if you're not rolling in money these days, you always need help, and especially with all the medical bills that they've been through. So I'm sure that any money we get for them will be well appreciated. Let's see, moving on down. Let's see. Blair Turner. Hi, Jerry. I just bought an Eastman F-style mandolin and want to install a pickup in it. What would you recommend? Well, Blair, I've recommended several times that I don't know a lot about pickups because I personally never use them. But when I've installed the LR Bags pickups for people, including the mandolin pickup that they sell, everybody's been very, very happy. LR Bags are more expensive than your average. You can find lots of them that are piezo type pickups that are really cheap, but they also sound cheap to me. When you get the LR Bags pickups, they pretty much produce a very natural sound, in my opinion. Everybody's got an opinion. That's my opinion. I think they're as good as it gets. Now, I'm not saying there's not other ones out there that are equal. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's the experience I have is the LR Bags. They're very good. You get what you pay for. So that's all I can tell you. By the way, they have a pretty good website too. So if you go to LR Bags, you can peruse through all their products, and it's pretty good. Donald Matthews, what happened to Thursday's show? Could not watch it live, so yeah. Well, like I said, Donald, I left it running live, and somebody, actually, the way I found out about it, because, I'm not in the office anymore. I'm not looking at emails all the time like I used to do. And so I didn't know that there was a problem. And believe it or not, one of the viewers actually contacted my daughter in Ohio. I don't know how they knew her, but anyway, they contacted her, and then she called me. That's a roundabout way of finding it out. So I just deleted it because it was on there for like 7 hours. And if you've ever tried to edit a live video that's already out on YouTube, it takes a long time to edit a short video. And I don't mean just my part of it. My part of it takes a little bit of time, but it takes forever for YouTube to re-render it and put it back out. And I thought, God, 7.5 hours? Forget it. I just decided to give up on it, and I just deleted the whole thing. So I'm sorry, guys, but that's what happened. Let's see. Fred says there's a place you can see it there. Well, if there is, I don't know about it, but anyway. Does constant use of capos cause any structural damage to guitars? Well, not normally, but you'll see that on some guitars where they have real bad marks up and down their neck. I would more likely attribute that to somebody didn't have their pad on their capo, or they were using some real old capo that just was built pretty rough. The modern capos, they typically don't leave much of a mark or damage on your neck. Though I would say if you do it all the time and do it all the time in the same place, you'll probably see some kind of mark there over time. But I would say it's not real significant normally. Daddy Hildebrand, it's a long one there, but okay, that's not, I don't see any question marks. Bill Roach, I assume you got my message from Caleb yesterday? No, I didn't. Not least, but I looked at a lot of emails yesterday. I don't remember seeing anything from Caleb. I don't know. Anyway, I'll look and see, but I don't remember anything like that. Moving on down, looking for question marks. Dottie Hildebrandt, no doctors or hospital appointments today. Hallelujah. Well, great. That's awesome. Gary Hayes says he can't wait to hear the new song. Well, I was working on it again this morning. I'm not real happy with it yet. I think I've got like a chorus pretty good, and I've got a first verse, but I'm not real 100% on it yet. I think it's got potential. I think this could be a real good song, but I don't know yet. We'll wait and see. I don't want to build it up too much, but I think it might have some potential. Moving on down. Michael 2X, hey Rosameister, I need to reset my password so I can bid on the mandolin. Boy, I don't know much about that, Michael. I don't know. I know there's a registration spot on my website. Since I can't bid on my own stuff, I don't ever register. I've never been through that process, so I don't really know too much about it. I'll look into it and see if there's something I can do to reset them, but I don't know that there is. I would think if you've already registered, I would think you could bid on it. Let me know, like with an email, because I am watching the emails fairly close. Like I said, I watched the emails last night. That's why I'm surprised I didn't see the one he's talking about, because I was watching all the emails and I kind of kept up on them, mainly because I was curious in case there was a problem with the auction, But anyway, let me know what your specific problem is there, or what message you're getting, or what you're trying to do and it's not working. Let me know what that is, and then I'll see if I can get into it and figure it out. because I don't know that much about that registration process. Carolyn Fike. Oh, what a neat song, Jerry. I like it. Well, thank you. You know, it was funny. Ironic, funny, I guess. I'm not going to mention any names, but one of the band members, when I wrote that at the time, and this is a long time ago, you have to understand, I thought that one of this particular band member and his wife, I thought they were a perfect pair. Probably thought that, you know, everything was just hunky-dory, great. It was just about the time I wrote that song, and they broke up and had a divorce. And I don't know. I don't know why I associate that song with that. But the other thing I was going to tell you was that the wife specifically was the one that really liked the song. She specifically was the one that really liked it. And I don't know. Anyway, they broke up and it was over with. Dottie Hildebrandt, love the song. Does Leon sing that on the CD? No. Let's see. That was Bill Eagleberger singing it on the CD, and then I sang Since I'm not a very good harmony singer, so I sang the lead on the choruses, and Bill switched to harmony on the choruses. So, and I've learned more about harmony since then, but I was never any good at harmony, and I'm still just about like that. I'm not very good at it. Let's see. It just scrolled on me. Doggone it. The Outboard Tinkerer says, you sound like you're more at home, more at ease on that guitar than the others that I've seen you play and repair in the past. Well, I don't think there's much difference, honestly, but thanks, I guess. I don't really think there's much difference, honestly. Bill Mumble says spooky, and he was talking about this light. Yeah, just stuff like, seriously, does stuff like that happen to you guys? Because stuff like that, I'm not making this up. Stuff like that happens to me all day long, every day. And I'm not kidding, it does. And, you know, Sue says that I have some kind of an electrical field that causes this kind of stuff. Because I'm not kidding you, it just seems to happen when I'm around my electronic devices, and I don't know. And I do know for sure, and this is true, I am exceptionally sensitive to electrical shocks and things. I hate getting shocked with static electric. I mean, I'm not kidding you. You'll think I'm making this up, I swear to you, but I'm not kidding you. I've seen sparks fly nearly a full inch from the end of my finger to stuff. And blue flame. I see it all the time. I hate it. I just hate getting shocked. That's why I keep a can of that spray all the time. There's one right there, that orange cap. Can you see the orange cap right there? Or I think it's an orange cap. It looks orange to me. Anyway, that's a can of that anti-static spray. I keep it around all the time because I get shocked like you would not believe. I'm just a weird phenomenon. I'm not kidding you. I am a genetic defect from where they come from. Fortunately, they're not horrible genetic defects. I'm not making fun of the poor folks that actually have the bad ones, but I have my share, but they're just unusual more than bad. Bill Moon, well, Jerry, it's all that power from the mandolin made the light come on. Yeah, it could have been that. It's possible. However, I think it was something else. And then Bill Webb says it was poltergeist. I don't know. I'm trying to think of another one that happened like that real recently. It was something similar. It was like, that can't happen, but it just did. It seemed like it might have been over when I was working on JR's electric. I can't remember what it was now. I don't know. Just there's something all the time. It just happens all the time. DE says she enjoys reading everybody's comments. Preston Johnson, Jerry, is the town of St. James the same town that the bluegrass song St. James Infirmary? No, I don't think so at all. No, but that's a cool song. Very morbid, but pretty cool song. Tony Rice has a great version of that if you've ever heard it. I don't know if you've heard his version of it. St. James Infirmary. Yeah, I guess that's the title of the song. I don't remember. But anyway, Tony Rice has a version of that. If you get a chance, listen to it. It's great. Chuck Heidbreder, what kind of foam did you use? Where did you get it? Well, Chuck, quite honestly, I've had the foam for a long time, and some of the foam I had was deteriorated also. But then I had a different kind that looked a little different color, and it wasn't deteriorated at all. So I used that, and I don't know what specifically kind of foam it is, but it's a dense foam. It's it's not styrofoam. It's the foam rubber type stuff, and it's spongy. It's a sponge rubber. But it seems to work great for the purpose. Gary Smythe from the UK. Let's see. Hi, everyone. Good look, Yolanda, for tomorrow. It's my wife and I can't read. I'm sorry. Golden wedding tomorrow. So you got a golden wedding anniversary. Well, congratulations, Gary. Shoot, it scrolled again. I think I found it. Gabe, you mentioned white oak the other day that can be used outdoors. Is it available commercially like the lumber yard? It doesn't sound like your usual building material. Yeah, white oak it's expensive too. For me, it's not expensive because I got it right here on the farm. I can cut it down and saw it on my sawmill. But it is expensive. It's not crazy expensive, but it's expensive. It's going to cost more than. Well, it might not cost more than womanized. I don't really know. I have never really compared it, so I'm maybe talking out of my head here when I say it's expensive. But I don't think they give it away. Let's put it that way. You could easily get it at most sawmills, rural sawmills. Most of them would carry white oak, I would think. You could get it at a hardwood lumber store, but you're going to definitely pay the premium price there. I don't know how to tell you other than that, Gabe. That's about all I know about it. It's good stuff, though. They make, your best trailer decks, generally speaking, like heavy-duty trailer decks, like where they haul bulldozers and stuff like that, those are generally made out of white oak. White oak is very strong, very hardwood, very strong, very heavy, very dense, pretty much rot-resistant. Like, for instance, I'll just give you a dumb example, but it's a good example in the sense of what we're talking about. Like if I build a tree stand, for deer hunting, bow hunting, and that kind of thing, if I build one out of just your commercial lumber, it'll last 3 or 4 years, 5 years maybe if you're lucky. If you build it out of white oak, you might have a couple decades of birthdays before that one rots out. It's completely different stuff. It's very strong, very durable outdoors. It lasts forever. It's quite different. Let's see. MG says, hey there, I just wanted to say thanks for the fantastic content you've put out over the years. Long-time subscriber here, and I just finished my first instrument build because of your inspiration. Well, thank you, MG. That's very kind of you to say that. Again, not to pat myself on the back, but I get just unlimited numbers of emails like that. I couldn't even tell you how many, just all the time. And that's, again, and I always go back to that comment. You need an apprentice. You need to get an apprentice. Well, I think I got 50,000 of them out there somewhere. It's kind of what it feels like to me anyway. Simon Jardine, how's Sadie doing? Well, she's doing okay. Again, neglected. When the weather clears up, the first thing I'm planning to do is take her out in the back and plant a bunch of deer antler around and see if I can get her interested in picking them up and bringing them to me. She's getting a little older now. Maybe she's getting a little more responsible. I don't know. But, quite honestly, I'm just not overly enthused with her. I mean, she's a nice dog. Like I said, as a pet, she's an absolute 100%. She's a 10. There's no doubt about it. She's just a great dog, but that's not what I want her for. So there you go. I kind of knew I was going to be up against it, being that it's a female dog. Female dogs are incredible at certain things. They're incredible at like hunting and stuff like that. You know, you can't hardly, a male dog really don't hold a light, generally speaking. There's male dogs that are good hunters too. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to jump on me. But my point is, as a whole, the female dogs are your hunters. I mean, they are hunters. And the reason is because they got to provide for their pups, you know. And so they're great. Their instinct is to hunt. And they're really good at that. The male dogs typically, or at least this is just me talking, seem to be more like they're out to please. You know, they're trying to do something you need to do. Like almost all your actor dogs, you know, Benji and Lassie and Rin Tin Tin, they're all males, and the reason is because they seem to be more trainable that way. Now my son's trying to tell me, no, you're wrong. You know. Well, maybe it's just my bias, you know, maybe that's the problem. I don't know. But she, you know, like I said, when you throw a ball out there, and she typically just goes and gets it, or she'll just kind of haphazardly go get it. I mean, she doesn't even get excited about it. She'll go get it. And then you throw it out there the next time, and she just goes, I ain't going to do that. The male dogs don't typically do that. They're out there. They're back and forth. It's just different. And so maybe it's just my bias. I don't know, but I'm just not overly enthused. She's, like I said, for a pet, you couldn't get a better pet. She's as good as it gets. Let's see. Joe Knoll, Jerry, where is the link to the auction? Question. Well, I don't have a link to it at the moment. However, I can put a link in this video today. I didn't think about that. That's a good point. I can do that. But all you got to do is go to my website, www.rosastringworks.com. Not too hard to find. And it's on the shopping page. It's at the bottom of the shopping page. But I will. I'm glad you said that because it's a good idea to put a link in the video. So I'll put that in there today, assuming I don't forget it when we're done here. I'll just write the word link, and like I'll even look at the darn note is the problem. I get so busy. Gary Hayden, when I took concealed carry training, the class was mostly women. They all came packing their irons even to the classroom portion. Criminals beware. Yeah, well, there were a few women in my class, but no, it was... I'm not lying to you. I went on Redneck Day. It was like they must have sent out they must have sent out some kind of notice. You know, if you're a redneck, come today. We're doing concealed carry. Well, anyway, I got there, and I'm not making this up. I mean, there was, I don't know, 8 or 10 of these redneck guys, and they're all kind of in a circle, and they're all just bragging about how good they can shoot, and how good they can do this, and how good they can do that, and you know, that I can hit this with the pistol, you know, and I'm going, oh, gee whiz, give me a break, you know. And so, I'm not kidding you. The guy sitting next to me, he goes, well, how about you? How are you with a pistol? I go, I'm not very good with a pistol. You know, I said, with a rifle, I can pretty much hit what I'm aiming at, but with a pistol, I'm not that great. Okay, so you know, I think we had 2 or 3 days, it seemed like, at least 2 days, I know, we were in the class before we went out to the range. So we get out to the range, and, you know, I'm not lying to you. I just take my pistol, and I'm going pow, 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 like that. I'm shooting that fast. I'm not kidding you. I'm going pow, 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 like that. So I sit down. So I don't remember how many shots you're supposed to shoot. I don't remember. Maybe 10 or 20 or something. I don't remember. So anyway, I sit down, and so I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting, and I'm waiting for everybody else to get done. Okay, this went on pretty much the whole time. I mean, and we had several different things we were doing. You know, I forget all the different things, but anyway, each time I just go pow, 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 you know, like that. Now, I am not kidding you, and I'm not just saying this to be self-serving. I had a hole like this in my target, and there might have been 1 or 2 stray bullets just outside the hole. I mean, like just barely outside the hole. And I mean, it was a black hole through the target. Well, the rest of their time, I wasn't really paying much attention, but all I know is I was done sometimes 5 to 10 minutes before they were done. And then you look at their targets, and they got bullets from the top to the bottom from both sides. Like there's nobody has a pattern, you know, like there's even just a cluster would have been neat to see, but there wasn't. And these guys are carrying guns. I think and I'm not kidding about this either. A guy at the end, he goes, "You said you weren't any good with that. What? They were just like flabbergasted. And the instructor, he's looking at, he's going, "Oh wow, man, you can really shoot." And it was, you know, and again with a pistol, I don't think I'm all that accurate. But the point is that you know, I learned to accuracy because of the archery. I mean, when you're standing, and I'm not, you know, you can pat myself on the back, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, when you're shooting at 100 yards, which is 90 meters, 100 yards, it's within 3 feet of each other. So you're shooting at 90 meters, and which is the length of a football field, and you're shooting at a 9-inch bullseye. And if you're not close to the bullseye, you know, you pretty much got to be in the bullseye most of the time or very close around it. If you're not like that, you're not in the competition. And, you know, so when you get that steady on something like that, holding a pistol at shooting at something that's only 20 feet away, you know, it wasn't very far away. The targets were pretty darn close. It's pretty much all I got to say about it. So but the thing that was more amazing to me was how bad the rest of them were, and yet how good they thought they were. Oh, this redneck day for sure. It was bad. It was really bad. And those are your people that think they're going to protect you if something starts happening out there. All I can say is you better duck. That's all I got to say about it. It was bad. Bruce Ducker. It was fun, Jerry, watching the chat and all the questions about the extended version. Extended version. Man, I swear I lose context. Hi, Jerry, it was curious about when you actually built the Randy Allen mandolin. How old is it? I think might be good to post the auction description. Okay, yeah, it's a good point. Well, it's an older one. The date I completed it was January 29th, 1994. So 94 to 24, what is that, 30 years? So it's 30 years old? Is it really that old? Or am I 24? I guess it is. Wow, 30 years old. But it looks, you know, reasonably new. It doesn't look brand new because it's used, obviously, but it looks pretty good, really. But yeah, it's a good point. I'll try to remember to update the auction with that also. So I'll write date here. Like I said, if I even remember to look at it, this will be a miracle. Okay, Yolanda's music. Things like the light happen to me all the time. I also slow things, computers, etc. all the time. I'm always tell everyone, sorry, it's me. Yeah, like it's just like standing in the checkout line at the store, you know. 20 people just went through there. I walk up there and the thing goes and they go, I don't know what happened. I go, don't worry, it was me. It was just me. You don't have to worry, it's just me. I mean, it happens like that all the time. I am not kidding. It seems stupid to say it, but it seems to be true to me. I mean, it really does. It doesn't happen every time, just so you understand. I mean, it happens a lot, though. Ben Boyd, you were playing Randy's mandolin and the light come on by itself, maybe just the way saying thank you. Hey, man, you might have something there. That's pretty cool. Gary Hayden. Jerry, do you see a problem with a child taking lessons on mandolin and fiddle at the same time? No, not really. No, I don't. I don't really see a problem with that at all. I think it's good for kids to be a little bit more involved like that, spreading it out a little bit. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think that there's a lot of cross-learning that goes on. For me, you've heard me say before, in my opinion, it's way, way easier to learn mandolin than it is to learn fiddle. That bow, man, it's just that and the fact you don't have frets. So, those two things make it difficult to play a fiddle. Tricky one. Good morning, Jerry. I think figured out why you have superpowers. You're the real Spider-Man. That would explain your resistance to spider bites and everything else. Yeah, I think there's something weird. Now, the spider bites, I think I just more or less built up an immunity to it at this point. But I still think it's hilarious how afraid, and I don't mean this to downgrade somebody. That's not what I'm saying. But me personally, I just think it's incredibly funny how some great big Hulk, bulky football player style kind of guy can be so deathly afraid of a spider. I mean, you just walk up to them and just go, that's all the spider's got, man. You just put your finger on them and they're gone, I don't know. It's just not scary to me at all. I don't know why. How many kids do the JR, Rosa Meister, and Emery have? Let's see. JR has 3 kids. So he's got Mary is the oldest. She's the basketball phenom. And then Becca, she plays basketball too and pretty good at it. And then there's Isaac, is his son. And Isaac is the youngest. Dottie Hildebrandt says, Jerry, you say you have some kind of electrical inside. I can put a watch on and guarantee it will gain a lot of time. And I think there's stuff like that. I really do. I am not kidding you. Not only that, but I got a face that can stop an 8-day clock too. John Warren, Jerry, have you ever built anything out of hedge? That's tough stuff. Yeah, hedge apple. Yeah, well, the yellow that I've been inlaying in my instruments, all that yellow is hedge apple. But I haven't built a full instrument out of it or anything. And I think the biggest thing I've made out of hedge apple was a bridge. I made a bridge. I didn't have any bridge material at one point, and I had a bunch of hedge apple, and I said, well, hedge will work great for a bridge, so I just used it and dyed it black, and the person that got it loved it. I told them what I did, and they said, that's fine, and they were happy with it, and it's been working ever since, and they love it. So let's see. Moving on down. Bruce Ducker says, I was referring to our stream. Well, the problem is, Bruce, now I don't remember what you were saying before. So it says, it was fun, Jerry, watching the chat and all the questions about the extended version. Oh, okay. All right. I got you. Like I said, man, if it's not in context, I lose it, because you got to stop and think how many things I'm talking about here. We just run the gamut every day, and it just, it's hard. Brian O'Grady, hi Jerry, could you and the band try Harvest Moon? Yeah, that's a great song. I saw what's her name? I can't think of names. Doggone it. That girl that's kind of made a splash in bluegrass. She did a great job with that with the Comatose brothers. Oh my gosh. Yeah. E.J. Lee? Something Lee. A.J. Lee. A.J. Lee is her name. A.J. Lee and the Comatose brothers, they have a great version of Harvest Moon out there, I think. I think it's one of the best versions I've heard. Yeah, I don't know. I tried to play it a little bit and tried to sing it a little bit, and I'm not sure it works for me, but, some songs you can do, and some songs you just can't get over and make them sound right, And it's not that it's not a great song. I think it's a great song. But sometimes they just don't fit you and fit your style. But maybe I'll talk to Beverly. Maybe she could do it. Ronald Todd, sounds like, Jerry, you need to surround yourself with some sage to ward off those spirits. Yeah, I don't know. There's something going on. Mark has a very big dislike for spiders or anything that crawls, including varmints. Bill Webb, I don't mind snakes and such, but I don't like spiders. Yeah, I don't get the thing about the spiders. I really don't. They just a bug, just not a big deal to me. I'm not hugely afraid of snakes either, but I do respect the poison ones. I don't want to mess with them too much. I'm not like a huge fan of picking them up and all that, even the ones that aren't poison, but I do pick those up occasionally, just because maybe they're in my way or something, and I'm wanting, maybe I'm digging with the bobcat. I'll go out and run him off or something like that, but because I don't like to just necessarily kill one just for no reason. There's no good reason to kill one. Now, like a copperhead around my buildings and things like that, yeah, I'll probably kill those because, that's when you get bit, is when you step outside of your building and the thing's laying right there and he nails you on the ankle, So I don't like that, but other than that, I don't generally kill them. Ben Boyd, did I ever meet Fred Bear? No, I never did. I met Earl Hoyt on a number of occasions, but I never met Fred Bear. I've watched documentaries on Fred Bear. I shot with a lot of world champions. I'm not kidding you. I don't know how many. I shot with Ann Weber Hoyt, Earl's wife, was a women's world champion. I shot with her. I shot with John Williams. I shot with Hardy Ward. I shot with Daryl Pace, Richard McKinney, Doug Brothers. I think that's probably it. But anyway, all those guys were either Olympic or world or both champions. And I shot with all of them. I did beat a couple of them at one tournament. I beat Doug Brothers and Richard McKinney, who went, but I was pretty young at the time, and they went on to become world and Olympic champions. And as I told you, the coach in high school made me jump on a trampoline just before the 72 trials, before the 72 Olympics, and I was going for the trials, and I'd already been through a couple of the trials. I think you had to go through 3 of them or something to be able to go to the final tryouts or something like that, and I'd made 2 of them. So I was ready to go to the 3rd one, and the coach made me jump on this stupid trampoline, and I told him, I said, Coach, I don't want to do that. I'm ready to go to this. If you don't do it, you get an F in the class. Well, I had straight A's, and I didn't want to get an F. So I jumped on it, and the first thing I did, it wasn't the second, the very first jump, tore this shoulder completely out. You can still see the hump here. There's a hump right there in my shoulder. It just tore this shoulder completely out. And I'm not lying, I couldn't raise my hand above my belt for like 6 months. I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. And after that, I got to where I could shoot again pretty good, but it wasn't like it was before, and just bad deal. If I knew then what I know now, I'd have sued them. And I'm not a person that likes to sue, but there was one that was just blatantly ignorant and stupid, and that really made me mad. But anyway, it's just one of them deals. That's how I got into music, honestly. It was because I had my archery. I had always thought I'd be in archery my whole life, is really what I thought. And then when that went south, well, then I started migrating toward the music thing. Yeah, AJ Lee is the name. Yeah, I did finally come up with that. I know your bucket's full, but any progress on the dump truck? Not yet, no. Let's see, Bill Webb. When I worked at the PD, I got a call early one morning, and I had to wrangle a 11-foot boa constrictor. Woo, that'd be fun. Dennis Moon. In my opinion, AJ Lee is better on Harvest Moon than Neil Young. Yeah, she did a great job on that song. I mean, seriously, that was a great job. Bill Webb, you ever meet Kelly Cupp? He is from Caddo Mills, Texas. He rented a house from his parents. No, I don't know that name, Kelly Cupp. I don't know that name. But anyway, that's about it, guys. I'm going to get off here. Thank you all for being here, and I'll try to get some kind of video out this weekend, though I'm not sure that's going to happen. But I will try. I will be looking for those 2 guitars to come out on the shopping page sometime, hopefully today. In fact, that's what I'm going to start on next, is working on those and try to get them out there. And I'll try to remember to do these other things, put the link out there, and put the date on that mandolin too. So thanks so much for all your help and for being here. We will see you when we see you.